everyone, and welcome back to the Olympic Ultras podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Michael.
And this is episode 13. Of course, it's episode 13 because we're doing dual episodes each week, so it's probably technically like episode 24 or something, but anyway, I digress.
Is that why I feel tired?
Yeah. 2 podcasts a week now. Of course, this week we're going to be talking about the Eastern Suburbs game from last round before we're looking forward to the Brisbane Roar B game. I know. Got to talk about it. But before we get too hard into it, remember that we've got our Olympic FC Ultras Instagram and YouTube, as well as our Olympic Ultras Spotify podcast. So make sure that you're jumping on that, leaving a like, subscribing, doing all the fun things. Leave a comment. And also, while you're here, don't forget to check out the women's podcast on the other side as well. We decided to do a bit of story time and talk a little bit about our story and where we've been, what we've done in regards to football. So
yeah, and some highlights of our own personal football careers.
Yeah,
so football journey.
So if that's something that interests you, make sure you go check that out. But while we're here,
a little peek inside our life.
Exactly. Let's talk about the men's.
Talk football. Come on, you got to say it.
Yeah, I know. Olympic 1, Eastern Suburbs 2.
Look, I thought we were flat.
We were very flat.
It looked like we weren't up for it.
No. We didn't have the energy. We didn't have the passion. We were second to the ball.
It's not a criticism.
No.
What I saw, the boys looked flat.
Look, we try very hard not to disparage or have go at anyone because that's not the point. That's not what we're doing. You know, and that doesn't help anyone. That doesn't do anything. But we were off the boil. Like no one really had the energy.
Yeah.
No one really. It was even when we went 1-0 down. There didn't seem to be any sort of lift. There didn't seem to be any sort of desperation.
There was no urgency.
There was no urgency. There was nothing.
No.
One thing I did notice is, okay, it wasn't a 4-4-2, it was a 4-3-3, but they were playing a long ball.
Yeah.
Every game where we've dropped points for whatever reason was because of a long ball.
Yeah.
We succumbed to the long ball every single time. And I've said it before, if we can't handle the 4-4-2 long ball is what I say, but this is the 4-3-3. Can't handle the long ball, we're not going to get very far.
No. You've got to cut there every moment time.
Yeah.
Because if you misjudge heading it, or let it bounce, you're in danger.
Yeah. And you can't do that sort of stuff when you got Pengelly lining up.
No.
He hasn't been the best this season. Do not get me wrong.
No, he's had a very, very slow start.
He's very, very slow start. He scored a penalty, so kind of given to him, I guess. But Pengelly is inevitable. We've seen that 1,000 times. The Olympic lines, derbies, and things like that, where Olympic will be all over it, and then Pengelly will score 2 goals from 2 chances. We lost. Okay,
we're breaking the sweat.
He's Mr. NPL Queensland. So it is what it was. But yeah, we were flat. We were off the boil.
Yeah,
our players weren't making the best decisions.
I said we weren't interested.
Yeah, it did feel like that. Collectively, I understand 1 or 2 players not
totally wrong, and have a shot at me if I am, but this is just my view.
Yeah, join the conversation. If you disagree, feel free to say something.
We just were flat and just didn't want to know.
Yeah. And it was kind of, again, it was kind of almost for everyone. I can't sit there and go, this person didn't have a good game. I can't sit there and go, Kenshin didn't have a good game. Louis didn't have a good game. Pretty much everyone was off.
Yep.
Even people like Decky Warnes, for instance. Love Decky, absolutely fantastic. But even he did not make the best decisions in that game. There was a couple of times where he just ran it too long. He should have had a shot. The pass he chose wasn't great. But
that's also part of his NPL learning journey too.
Yes, he is very, very young. And
when I say yes, he is young, but he's not raw.
Yeah.
So it just needs a little bit of
knock
the edges off.
Yeah.
But
and again, it wasn't just Decky. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put this on Decky.
No. Yes, I am Decky. Just kidding, mate. Love you.
There was a lot that probably could have been fixed and improved upon.
Yeah.
It was good to see Ty Cobb and AB Yango come back. probably both should have come on a lot earlier than they did.
Yeah, we talked about that, and we probably thought between the 50th and the 65th minute
Yeah.
would have been a time. But look, I'm not going to have a shot at the coach's way of doing things. He obviously has a plan.
Yeah.
But again, that's just from a supportive point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, I just personally, I'll go out and say this is me. I felt like they both should have come on early, mainly because we just needed that energy and speed to revitalize the game a little bit. They're both fairly good, pacey wingers. So just personally, I think we would have done with their energy. You know who we would have done with, actually, who was not on the team sheet at all, I'm not too sure why, was Brandon McMorrow.
Yeah. I was going to say before Brandon was mentioned,
yeah.
Even when AB came on, he was a little...
Yeah, even...
he didn't spark up.
Yeah, even Ty Cobb didn't spark up as much as I kind of wanted him to. I won't say as much as I thought he would, but as much as I wanted him to. But yeah, that game was just...
Brendan,
how he came on against Gold Coast Knights is what we needed. From this game in particular.
We need someone to throw some fire in the embers and just go on.
Yeah, it felt flat, and you have to wonder if the Easter break. Obviously, everyone gets a moment to take stock and review.
I bloody hate the Easter break.
And obviously, Eastern Suburbs did that a little bit better than we did. They sat there and they, maybe they got a chance to look at more tapes and look at how they could exploit us.
Yeah.
And they changed a couple of things, and maybe those changes meant that what we pinned down to exploit them just didn't quite work out. They covered their bases well enough.
They did cover their bases well.
I thought, especially looking at it on paper, they had Jack Hudson playing as a left back. Love Jack, good defender.
Yeah.
Never seen him play left back in his career with us.
Yeah.
Thought he'd be a bit slow. I was like, sweet, Decky's going to roast him.
Yeah, run rings around him.
And, Hudson kind of had him a lot. Yeah. And, same thing on the other side with Cody Moore, good right back, not the quickest.
Yeah.
Thought Jack would give him a good run for his money, and don't get me wrong, they played a bit not dirty. They were very physical.
They are physical side, yes.
And when points, when things are against you, you start dipping into that a little bit, I guess. So, it was a game that I did feel like we could have gotten 3 points out of.
Yeah, certainly 3 points to winnable, wasn't
it? Yeah. But yeah, late penalty by Pengelly. The penalty was
dubious,
an interesting call.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there wasn't many places he could have put his hands.
When you go to the ground,
you
use your arm to support your body. Stop your head from hitting the ground.
Either that, or even just trying to get back up. Like, you use your arms almost no matter what
to get the ball hit you and that pass to the handball.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, look, the ref got that really, really wrong.
Yeah. It's one of those where it's just like, don't get me wrong, if I was on their side, I'd be screaming penalty.
Oh, God,
I was blue in the face, It was one of those where, of course, you're going to yell for it. But I thought it was very unlucky.
Yeah.
Very unlucky decision. But, you also kind of can't sit there and go, you can't look me in the face right now and be like, that was an unfair result. You could sit there and be like, 2-1 the way we played. Yeah, probably deserved to lose that. And it sucks to say that, because, this could have set up a really, really good run. And we could still have a very good run. We've still got some decent games, in the lineup. But, yeah, positives and negatives. What was our favourite line? Scared of heights?
Yeah.
You came up with a goal. Was it falling into the gap or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I looked at some of the stats. We had 53% possession against East 47.
Yep. And again,
I know possession doesn't win games, but you had more of the ball.
Yeah.
Total shots 14 against East 8.
Yep.
2 keeper saves each. We had 427 passes to East 392. We had 1 yellow card to East 4.
Yep.
It shows their physicality when it comes to what you mentioned earlier. Some very interesting stats when you look at that.
I also want to mention one of the yellow card incidences in which Louis committed a foul.
Yeah.
Was a foul.
Yeah, of course.
The player, I think their number 5, gets up and shoves Louis back into the ground.
Yes.
Then their keeper gets up and, from at least our angle, looked like he had his hands around Louis' neck.
Yep.
Then when he breaks it all up and all the dust settles, the keeper gets a yellow card. Louis gets a yellow card. Number 5 gets away scot-free.
Yeah.
Number 5 then commits another foul later and gets a yellow card for it.
Yeah.
So Louis gets a card for being involved in a fight. The goalkeeper puts hands around a neck, and that's only a yellow card. And number 5, who started the fight, gets absolutely nothing and gets to stay on the pitch.
Yeah.
When he gets what should have been his second booking a little
Correct.
later. You know, it was one of those where it's like it felt like a lot of things were against us.
Yeah.
The card decisions, some of them, I will never understand why a player who gets pushed will also get a yellow card when a fight ensues.
Yeah, I know.
Unless he hits back.
Correct.
Or he goes back, fair enough.
That rule, if you get up and push him back,
yeah,
it's a retaliation rule.
Yeah.
So you get the yellow card.
But if you've been a completely innocent party, like, yeah, okay, Louis commits a foul. It looked like a foul from where we were.
Yeah.
So, like, the referee's dealt with it. He's given you the foul. Why get up and push him?
Exactly.
And then to get away with it completely, it's just... Anyway. Positives. I think we did the exact same thing that we did in the women's game, in which you and I talked about a possible man of the match, and I think we agreed, if I remember correctly.
I think you might think on the same wavelength as I am.
I think so. Does yours start with an S?
It does start with
It does start with an S.
Yes. And it ends in Sam Kerr.
Sam Keegan, yeah, 100%.
Great player. I thought he had a great game.
Fantastic. He was probably one of the very few, in my opinion, that did have that energy.
Yeah.
He was mainly tasked with trying to get rid of a lot of the long balls that came through, and he did, for the most part, a lot of them. I thought he tried very, very, very hard.
Yeah. No, he was well on song.
Yeah. So, Sam Keegan just, he's a great defender. He is. He is a great defender. And he was one of the few that I thought was on song that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if it was the Easter break. I don't know if we just like a little bit of rhythm, because there's teams, some of the best teams in the world do that. They have a break weekend and they don't know how to play football.
Got to get those out there who watch the Premier League. See how players go when they come back from international break.
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly right. Like, I think this particular round in the Premier League was some team's first game in like 3 weeks, and you could tell.
So there's no uniformity, there's no balance, there's there's no getting together and passing off each other.
Yeah,
it's all stagnation.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunately true when you have a break.
Yeah, but so this is obviously this will be good for Eastern Suburbs. This will galvanise them, and they'll probably go on a little bit of a run here. But I know it's unusual when we had to go football Queensland. Oh, definitely.
But
this is shocking.
But I spent Easter weekend watching the New South Wales NPL
and the Victorian NPL.
What makes them so special? They play through another weekend of football fixture like any other weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What makes us so special to have a weekend off?
Yeah.
There is no need to have a weekend off.
No. No one else did. No one else in the world
rest of Australia plays football.
International football played. A-League played. Yeah.
Look, I understand the juniors.
Yeah, kids go away. Kids go away for Easter. It's school holidays, things like that.
But I don't understand why we always have had an Easter break. It just... Anyway.
Anyway. But yeah, so look, what was probably one of the few positives from this round, and could look at a negative depending on which way you want to look at it, was that a lot of weird results happened.
Yeah,
a lot of results actually would have gone in our favour if we captured this 3 points. So much that one more win does put us back into top 4. We still have not lost ground on that. I think Brisbane City drew with Magic. Brisbane Roar beat Penn Power.
When do you think Magic were up 2-0?
Magic were up 2-0 at one stage.
Crazy.
So Gold Coast United were up 1-0 against Morn City for a while. Morn City did crawl back a 2-1 win.
Rather late too.
Yeah, but there was a lot of weird results that came around this round, and that if we had won, we would have capitalized on. Yeah. But on the plus side, because even though we didn't, we're still well in touching distance of that top 4, and it just takes.
We need to come out
another kip up
next game and hit them hard.
Yep.
We need to switch on and go back to the game against Lions. Go back to the game against City where that 4-all draw. We were mongrels.
Yeah.
We were right in.
Yep.
Great to watch.
Second half, Brisbane Roar B, round 8, Sunday 19th of April at Meakin Park.
Yes, one of the glamour venues.
One of the absolute glamour venues. Did you know, this is something I was actually looking up. One, we can't take our banners. Not because it's Football Queensland venue, but because they don't have chain on their fence.
Oh, I thought they did.
No, they have piping.
Oh, just piping.
Just piping, there's no chain.
Oh,
There's no chain fence itself, so we don't have anything to attach it to.
Div 7 ground.
Yeah. You know, you'd think any other NPL ground would be fine for that. You know what an NPL ground would be fine for? Do you know it's a $400 fine if you do not have your canteen in operation? Do you know what Meakin Park and Nudgee Recreational Reserve have in common apart from being a Football Queensland ground?
No canteen.
No canteen.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you Brisbane Roar B and QAS aren't getting fined $400 each round.
I bet they are either.
Anyway, quick little insight into some of the sanctions that Football Queensland likes to delve out to everyone else but themselves.
Was a little dig, wasn't it?
Just a little bit, and I'm more than happy to do it. Look, it's Brisbane Roar B. You never know what you're going to get.
That's the problem.
That's the problem with Brisbane Roar B. And you're right in regards to what you said at the end of the first half that we need to get that mongrel about us. We need to sit there and think about the games that we did do well. And even the first part of Peninsula Power, we drew 1-1. Yeah. Even, some of those games where we sat there and we did have that mongrelness about us that we did
need to grab all that and pull it in into this one game this weekend.
Yeah, because we really need to get a kit back up because we got Brisbane Roar, we got Magic, and we got Rochdale in a row. Plus the Queensland Cup game in there, which is games
exceptionally winnable.
That are very, very winnable, and we need to get up onto that run, especially leading up to Moreton City at the end of all that.
Correct.
We need to make sure that we've got all our momentum, our morale, our confidence is all high and it's all going.
Yeah.
But look, Brisbane Roar B, you just don't know. They got a 2-1 win over Penn Power last week.
I know. Who thought that? I watched part of that game.
Yeah.
They actually played some good football.
They did.
Yeah.
They did have one of their coaches get a red card.
Yes.
That coach wasn't actually listed in the squaddy team sheet, which I didn't think you were allowed to do anyway, but I don't think they'll get fined for it.
Ouch. It's in the mood, fans.
I just don't think you should have one rule for one team and a different rule for everyone else.
It's been that way for...
I know it's been that way since the dawn of time.
I know we don't like it, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
I don't think they should get leniency simply because the governing body has a team in the league.
Yeah, that's right.
Personally.
Anyway.
I've touched the nerve there, let me know. Look, again, with Brisbane Roar, but you just never know who you're going to get. The worst thing that I found was that the Brisbane Roar seniors in the A-League play at home the day before.
Okay.
Which means that anyone who doesn't play that game is pretty much eligible as far as I can understand and is, within that age grade, can play for the Brisbane Roar B team. So we could have people like Quinn McNichol and things like that who are fantastic players.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they'd play away or something like that, and they'd take some of those players.
Like Perth.
Yeah, they didn't get back in time. Damn.
Plane delay. Sorry.
Yeah, but look, they also seem to have a similar pattern to us in that they seem to have a good week and a bad week.
Yeah.
So 2-1 over Penn Power. They lost 1-0 to Magic United.
I know. Figure it out.
The week before that, they beat Winter Wolves 3-2.
Yeah.
The week before that, they lost to Rochdale Rovers 1-0.
Yeah. I know. I mean, it's just you can't be. I'd hate to be a gaming man. I'd be broke.
Oh God! It's just you just don't know, and that's the thing. You can sit there and go.
We have to be ready regardless who walked on that pitch.
Yep.
In their first 11.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. Because anyone could realistically, as long as they meet the eligibility criteria, could turn up for Brisbane Roar B. And so we need to know. We need to be able to figure out their tactics.
And quickly.
And what they're going to do because, even the best team in the world can be nullified with the right tactics.
Of course they can.
So we need to not necessarily worry about who's going to be the danger man, who's going to play where and things like that.
It's what they'll play.
It's what they'll play, how they'll play it, and how we can exploit that.
Yeah. And how we can nullify those attacks.
Yeah. That's what we need to work out,
exactly
which, don't get me wrong, is not an easy feat.
Oh, God, no.
Because again, it can change week in, week out, depending on who's playing.
But when you've got people like Grossi, who has been around for a long time, he knows how it
and
works.
In the Brisbane Roar B setup.
He knows how it all works.
Yeah.
I have full confidence this weekend.
Yeah, look, I do see us, because as the omens suggest, they had a good week. We had a bad week. So theoretically, we should have a good week, and they should have a bad week this weekend.
Right.
So
let's take the safe that way.
we'll keep that positivity going. But yeah, so and we've played at Meakin Park before. Again, as you said before, it's not exactly one of these stellar grounds.
No, it's a shocking ground.
It's a shocking ground. But it's Football Queensland's ground, I guess.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, what would you prefer, Meakin or Nudgee Recreational Reserve?
Probably Yeronga.
Yeah, look, Brooke, do you remember that a number of years ago, Brisbane Roar B, or whatever they were called back then, never actually played at home, and every other team in the NPL had an extra home game.
Yeah.
That was great.
Bring that back.
Yeah, exactly right, because it's not like Brisbane Roar, the entity, has a home.
I mean, technically their home is Suncorp.
Yeah, which you can't really train on every day and things like that because money and
game when they're right.
Exactly. So
anyway, that's great.
Yeah. So look, at least Nudgee Recreational Reserves. At least Meakin's not on a downhill like Nudgee is.
True. It's like the drainage.
But So yeah, I don't think we can bring our banners, but you'll see us anyway. I'm sure we'll bring our flags and everything like that, or we'll figure out something.
Yeah, we'll do something. We'll be there.
Yeah,
better believe it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's imperative that we kick this game off with the utmost energy and
we have to win this game.
We have to win this game.
If
we want to be counted amongst the big boys at the end of the year, if we want to make that top four, this is one of those games we have to win.
Yeah.
There's no doubts about it. We have to win this game.
That's exactly right.
But look, again, who knows? It's Brisbane Roar B. Anyone can be there.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that's football. So yeah, just to wrap that up, that game is this Sunday, the 19th of April at 2 p.m. at Meakin Park. It's not terribly far away.
No, it's not too bad. Not too bad again. I've been there before, so parking's not too bad. I mean, we got there quite early one year and had no problem parking.
That's absolutely fine. Go to IKEA beforehand, and then come to the game.
Yeah, get us some meatballs.
Yeah,
because there's nothing there to eat.
No, that's about it. But yeah, no, it should be a good game, and hopefully we can, as we said, get back onto it.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out the Women's NPL podcast episode as well. We go on a bit of story time and a little bit of a ramble of who we are and how we've gotten here and how much we enjoy doing what we do, talking to you. So, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But as always, if you see us there, come say hello. And until then, let's go Olympic.